Hey everyone, I'm here today taking a look at the Mattel Jurassic World Legacy Collection Nedry Getaway pack. It comes in this really great packaging that kind of recreates the scene where Nedry is trying to escape and he encounters the Dilophosaurus. You can see the waterfall in the background, the storm going on with all the jungle there and the rain coming down. It looks really great. It's a great display piece for collectors who don't take the toys out of the packaging. See all the detailing there of the waterfall. It's kind of a shame that it gets broken when you open it up to take the pieces out for the toy, because otherwise you could use it as a nice background diorama piece. There's even kind of a 3D effect where this piece is sticking out more, this piece of cardboard here, to give it a bit of a three-dimensional look, which is something that they used to do back in the old Lost World Jurassic Park toy line for some of the boxed dinosaurs. It's a really beautiful piece of artwork. And the back of the box is pretty standard there, just showing the toy and some of the features. Now to start off with in the set we have the Dilophosaurus, and this is just the original Mattel Dilophosaurus but repainted in more movie accurate colours, and it comes with that plastic bit of venom that spits out of the Dilophosaurus's mouth that you can take out. And it's got the standard articulation, the arms and legs go forward and backwards, and that's about it really. And then it's got the frill, which you can fold back if you want, but I've never liked that. It just doesn't look good at all, having it folded back like that. And you've got those ugly hinge joints. I think it'd be far better if the frill was just removable, so you could have the Dilophosaurus with it on or with it taken off. But I do love the pattern on this, which is the pattern we saw in the first movie. I think it looks a lot better than the original release of this mould of the toy. So there's the two of them together, and that original one just had kind of red on each side, which looks fine, but I don't know, I think it's just far more visually interesting having that pattern, and as well as it being more movie accurate anyway. And you see the original release had red crests on the head as well, whereas this one is sort of green on the inside and then yellow on the outside there. And they do look quite good together. The new one also has some brown on the back, like it did in the movie. So it's a nice addition, but it's never been a toy mould that I've been that keen on really. I always felt the Dilophosaurus was a bit hard done by in the Mattel line. Even the newer version they released still doesn't look that good, and it's still got that horrible attached frill with the big ugly hinge joints. The sculpt itself is pretty good though. The eye paint job is a little bit sloppy on mine though. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but the eyes just look a bit messy. And here it is compared with the Amber Collection Dilophosaurus, which is a really movie accurate one. And the Amber Collection one is a far darker green, but it's still got that same sort of pattern to the frill there, which is nice. So I don't know if this is quite as accurate, because as you can see with the Amber Collection one, it's got a grey pattern on the back rather than brown, and it's a darker green. But still, it's not a bad extra Dilophosaurus that comes with the set. And just for one last comparison, there's the Kenner Dilophosaurus from the original Jurassic Park toy line. And now for the human figure in this set, it's a Legacy Collection Dennis Nedry. There was a Dennis Nedry released previously, which was more of an exclusive, where he had his like Hawaiian shirt on, but I really like this one with the yellow jacket, which always feels very Jurassic Park. And this is probably my favourite of the Legacy Collection humans. A lot of them I've found to have really ugly faces, and I don't know if it's the sculpting or the dodgy paint job on the faces, but they somehow managed to make the Legacy Collection humans look really ugly. But Dennis here looks great. It's a pretty good sculpt, the paint job on the eyes is good, the glasses are done well, and glasses I think are something that are a bit difficult in toys to make look good. They either have them sort of sculpted onto the face, or they don't have lenses, or the glasses look really thick like jam jars. But the glasses on this one look really good, other than there is a bit of a line going through them. I don't know if that's where they came out of the mould, and you can't really see it all that well on camera. You can just about see it there, I think. A bit of a line going across them. But otherwise, this figure looks great. I'm really impressed with the sculpt on this guy. And his accessory there, you can see, is a stick that he comes with from the scene where he's going, "Fetch the stick, stupid!" Now I've got to be really careful not to drop that out here, because I will never find it again if I drop that stick out here. But it's kind of a fun little accessory he comes with.
Stick, stupid! That's a stick, boy!
For articulation, the arms go out to the side and around, the elbows swivel and go up and down, the legs go out to the side and forward. The jacket doesn't really hinder it, because the jacket is flexible, so then the knee swivels and obviously bends forward and backwards. There's no ankle or wrist articulation, and wrist articulation in particular I feel like these figures could do with, so they can hold their guns better. I mean, Dennis doesn't come with a gun, but some of the human figures in this line just cannot hold their guns properly because there's no wrist articulation. So I just wish there was a swivel at the wrists. But otherwise, yeah, this is probably my favourite of the Legacy Collection humans. It looks really good. So he's just got the blue shirt on there underneath, and the brown trousers and black shoes. And he's got the hood sculpted on the back there. Really nice looking. With a double chin going on. Now, just compare him with some of the other humans in the line, you can see he's quite short. He's about the same size as John Hammond, quite a bit shorter than Muldoon there, and other characters like Ian Malcolm as well. I'm not sure how tall he was in the film, because I don't think we ever really got to see him standing up next to these characters. Either he was sitting down and the others were standing up, or they were sitting down and he was standing up. There was never a scene of them all standing up together, so I'm not sure how accurate this is. I never thought he was quite as short as this. I thought he was sort of taller than John Hammond, but maybe in real life the actor is about this sort of size. And here he is next to the original Dennis Nedry figure from Kenner, which doesn't really look anything like Dennis Nedry particularly. He's got a completely different outfit on. He's got like this roll neck jumper and a gun and sunglasses on. And he's a little bit chubbier than the other figures. He's got an ever so slight podge on his stomach, but he's not really that recognisable as Dennis Nedry. It's a nice figure in general. It's a, you know, a nice enough looking human character to have in the line, but it just doesn't look like Dennis. Though I did always like that you could pull his arms off and they were like red inside for blood, as if his arms had been ripped off by the dinosaurs. That was a fun action feature. You could basically just dismember this guy and have him killed. Now for the Jeep, and this is Jeep 12. Previously we had Jeep 18, so it's nice having a different one. This is from, you know, quite a significant scene in the film, probably the most significant scene for use of the Jeep. And this one has the soft top on, unlike the other one, which had it down. I'll do some comparisons in a minute. But it's quite a nice toy, it's quite a nice amount of detail on here. And it is actually quite different from the first release. At first glance it might not seem like it, but there are quite a few differences. But I do like how it has all the detailing on the bottom of the vehicle as well. They've actually gone to the effort of sculpting in all this stuff. So if you want to have it look like a dinosaur has knocked the Jeep over, it still looks good. It doesn't look cheap on the underside, all flat and undetailed. Now to get the figure inside, you have to take the roof off and it just slides off easily like that. And you can see compared to the original, this one doesn't have the bars at the back there. And also this bit hasn't been painted in a different colour, it's just red, because it's not really designed to be posed and displayed without the soft top on. That just comes off so you can get the figures inside. But yeah, you can see there's sort of some different detailing on the top there. But yeah, the figure just kind of slides into the seat there easily. And you can get his hands on the steering wheel if you want as well. So he looks pretty good sitting in there. And you can still fit 3 figures in there even with the roof on. There's some great detailing on the soft top. You've got the 4 spotlights there that are just stickers on the front of the plastic, but it still looks nice. It's really nice creasing detailing as well on the top there, and especially I think on the windows that were obviously, you know, on the real Jeep they're sort of plastic, this kind of clear plastic, but you can see all the creases in that window that make it look pretty realistic. Same on the back there. I just really love how that looks. There's no piece of plastic on the windows to the doors though, which they could have put on. I don't think that would have really gotten in the way at all, because you don't need those bits to be open like that to take the roof on and off. It's nice having the tyre on the back there as well. It's a really nice variation on the first Jeep. And I kind of like that there are some differences with the sculpt, even though in some ways it makes it more accurate and in some ways it makes it less accurate. But it is nice that it makes it kind of unique more from that original Jeep. So you can see the roll bar isn't on the back of this one, and the front bars haven't been painted grey, so it is a bit less accurate if you don't have the roof on. But also inside the vehicle, you can see the interior on the new one is cast in a clear plastic, the same as the windscreen, and it's all kind of one piece, whereas on the original that was grey to look more accurate, and it was a different piece of plastic to the windscreen. So there are a few differences there inside, but the detailing is still the same, and that doesn't really look as good being in clear as it did being in grey on the original. You've still got the gear stick and the cup holder there, like the original. Quite nice little details. There are quite a few differences between these two vehicles, and I'll start at the back here. Obviously the tyre on this new one, and that tyre isn't removable, you can't take that off or anything, it's kind of sculpted on there. That looks pretty good. But also at the back you'll notice that the lights on this new one stick out more. It's only a minor detail, but on that original this is quite flat, whereas on this it sticks out a lot more. And I don't know if that's more accurate for them to have resculpted it like that, but it's just something I thought was interesting that they went to that effort just to kind of resculpt the back here. On the side of the vehicle there should be a red stripe there like there is on this one, but there isn't, and this has upset quite a few people. Personally, I don't really miss it. I actually think it looks kind of nice not having it, because the colours sort of blend more together, the roof with the vehicle, but I completely understand why people are annoyed about it, because it makes it less accurate. You know, there should be a red stripe there. Also, the detailing on the tyres isn't painted on this new one, so it hasn't got any of the lettering, like all-terrain and all that was written on the original. So that's something else that makes this new one a little bit less accurate. Also, you can see the step to get into the door isn't painted on the new one, whereas on the original it was painted grey. The new one has a rear view mirror, which is nice, and there's an extra bit of detail by the side of the front windscreen, which isn't on the original there. The front here, there are a lot of differences. Obviously the original has JP18, the new one has JP12. Some detailing at the front here on the original, which is painted black, which isn't painted on the new one, which is a shame. And it's the same with the grille up here, closer to the windscreen. You can see it was painted on the original, but not on the new one. And on the bonnet of the new Jeep, it's got these little latches or something sticking out of the top, which aren't on the original. Also on the new one, these little orange lights here are stickers, whereas on the original that was a painted detail. And you can see the orange is a bit deeper on the new one as well. Also this bit here, which I guess is something to sort of hold the bonnet down on the real vehicle, is longer on the new one than it is on the original there, where it was quite small. The kind of license plate sticker also has a line along the top on the new one, whereas the original one didn't. The biggest change and disappointment for me personally is that they have taken away the working tow cable that was on the original toy and instead put a sculpted one on that you can't use, which doesn't make sense at all, because in the movie the only time the tow cable is used is in the scene with Dennis Nedry in Jeep 12 trying to escape the park and encountering the Dilophosaurus. So why, in a set that's recreating that scene, have they taken away the tow cable? And they must have gone to the extra effort and expense of sculpting a new part and tooling that, rather than using a tool and a sculpt that they already had. I just don't understand why they have made that change. It just seems completely counterintuitive. And this was a really cool action feature as well, with this tow cable you could use. And then you'd like wind it back in and it would clip onto things. It's just such a shame that it's missing from the Jeep that you would probably want to use that action feature with. Another difference is that the plastic used to make the windshield is a lot more misty looking on this new one, so it constantly looks fogged up. And I don't know if that's deliberate to try and recreate the scene in the rain where Dennis Nedry was driving through the storm, but it means that you can't really see the figure very well in there. You can see how sort of cloudy and misty that plastic looks, whereas on the original it's pretty clear. You know, you can see the figure quite nicely through the windshield, so I don't really like that, and I don't know why they couldn't have just used the same type of plastic for the windshield as they did in the original. But in terms of getting an accurate Jeep, you'd kind of need to combine both of these together, because there are some parts on the original release that are more accurate, and there are some parts on the new release that are more accurate. And it's kind of weird really that Mattel, even though they've made improvements in some ways to make it more screen accurate, they've then taken things away to make it less accurate. It's really quite strange why they've done that. I don't know if it was to save money or something, but I can imagine that being frustrating for quite a few people who want a completely screen accurate Jeep, and to find that for all the improvements that have been made, there have also been things taken away, like the red stripe at the back, like the working tow cable. This is a really nice set though. It's nice getting a vehicle, a figure and a dinosaur all in one set, and that beautiful kind of diorama artwork in the background. It really recreates the scene. There are a few little frustrations, like the red stripe being missing, and for me personally the tow cable being missing. That really bothers me. And I guess you could take the whole bottom part off of the original Jeep and swap it out with the bottom part of this Jeep, so you've got the tow cable on the front if you have got a spare original Jeep release. So that's my look at the Dennis Nedry Getaway pack from Mattel's Jurassic World Legacy Collection. Really nice set, really fun. Only a few minor grumbles with it really, but I'm definitely glad I got it. And I'm really looking forward to the Tim and Explorer set that's coming out in a month or so. So thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.